welcome to Making and Treating of Steels course. Today I am going to introduce the unit 3, that is electric arc based steel making process, shortcut EAF steel making process. What is its design, what design parameters, what are the raw materials to produce steel making, and its main application in principles perspective, DC or AC, and which industries uses this electric arc furnace steel making. What are the modern development took place in EF based steel making, and there are types of steel making process where EF uses sponge iron based steel making. Ferroalloys will be produced either form of iron chromium, iron silicon, iron manganese, and stainless steel directly produced by EAF. If it is LD converter, you need to use a combination of LD converter steel making, and you need to use secondary steel making units such as argon oxygen decarburizer and vacuum oxygen decarburizer. Combination of those things you can produce stainless steel. Those are the few advantages. Straight away let me go to the, if steel making source is electric power. There are many types of electric furnaces exist, starting one resistance heating furnace, which is mainly used for heat treatment such as normalizing, annealing of steels specially. And second one is induction heating furnace. The coils heat is induced by Joule heating method. The crucible in between this heating coil gets heat up and melts the material. It will take very long time and limited capacity can be achieved. Induction furnace. The small scale industries prefer to use induction furnaces. There are core furnace, there are core less. The thickness of this core is less. Based are in furnaces are in practice. Third one is today topic, electric arc furnace. These are the electrodes, the arc will be produced, and once the molten metal is made, the slag will be, this slag layer will be removed from slag tap hole, and molten metal will be removed from the vertical tap hole to the ladle. This is the lifting mechanism. When you are tapping out, you can lift out either to the slag door side or molten metal door side. This is about the electric arc furnace. Let me give you the design parameters, what this EAF consists of. One is earth, is nothing but, if you just remove H, it is nothing but earth, is nothing but bottom part, remember like that. And side walls, this is one wall, this is another wall, just like our construction building, a room is having the walls. Similarly roof, just like our building is having a roof, so this will also have roof. And the next part, electrodes. These are the electrodes. It could use combination of electrodes, more than two, or single electrode method is also possible. These varieties are in practice. And refractory lining also, half of the refractory lining you can use acidic refractory lining, half of them is basic refractory lining for producing the alloy steels. That is also possible. This is adjustable for various environments. That is why most of the private industries prefer to use electric arc furnace instead of blast furnace and LD converter process. They use electric arc furnace and they produce the sponge iron. So that is usually practice found in many of the industries. And electrical equipment, just like as I have shown in the last slide. So if the electrical power is connected either AC or DC, depending upon the availability, the industry chooses electrical equipment for the DC current. And gears for furnace body movement, lifting towards slag door, lifting towards molten metal, tapping, which is nothing but spout. So you need lifting mechanism, gear mechanism. And coming to the more details about earth dimensions, the entire shell thickness of electric arc furnace can be interpreted in a formula that 1 by 200 into diameter of entire shell. The earth thickness is this much, and if it is 200 ton furnace capacity in one heat, the diameter of shell is approximately 8500 mm. That means 85 centimeter. Shell thickness will be 43 mm. One of the furnace example, the back lining or safety lining is made few different layers where ified magnesite bricks are used, or this dolomite magnesite moss. These points one need to remember either for the MCQ questions for gate examination. Side walls. The side wall refractory material should withstand for thermal shock, sudden rise in temperature, sudden fall in temperature, and corrosion action of the slag. There will be the acidic slag formation, basic slag. It should able to protect from that. The refractory material for constructing the side walls are in practice chrome magnesite bricks. Typically these are used. For roof lining, the roof is exposed to more heat other than the all furnace elements such as earth and side walls. That is why it should have thermally resistance. Sudden splashing of molten metal will occur which go and hit the roof of the furnace. So it should have thermally resistance. The refractory material is high aluminum bricks are in practice. That is why most of the material is in the entire element parts of the EF is made up of refractory material or refractory bricks construction. There is another part called for furnace movement. You use either electrical based gear or hydraulic based gears. There are 4 different types of gears are in practice. Ram based gear, which is typically in practice of most of the electrical arc furnace. Ram, and there will be a cylinder which has the a liquid oil. So with this, when you are moving from bottom and top with the mechanical motor, it lifts out. There is another thing called screw driven based motor. The screws are tightened and it will be tilted either of the side. And the another model is Pitman arm. This particular arm, this is with the wire mechanism. It is been driven either towards this side, opposite side, anti-clockwise, clockwise, and this is with guided rolls. When you rotate this particular roll, it will move this side, and when this is operating, it will move this side, either for tapping of molten metal or tapping of slag. Especially these are the parameters are fixed. Tilting maximum for the tapping for the molten metal 45 degrees can be chosen maximum. For slag side, slag door 15 degrees maximum angle is preferred. And electrode design, electrodes which are used in electric arc furnace, mainly it depends upon its properties. This is a very complicated design. It is not it is made by casting route, continuous a rod type. These are the serrations, connections, electrode sections connected. This is a cross sectional view. The properties it should have, if it is carbon electrodes, more than 2 are used. If it is carbon electrode, it has very low porosity and resistivity, thermal resistivity is low, and electrical conductivity is too far it is good, and melting point is high. If it is graphite electrode, single electrode is good enough by using DC current. It has high electrical conductivity and oxidation begins even very high temperature at 2000, but whereas carbon electrode even at 1600 also it oxidizes. That means it erodes out, and easy to machine graphite and less consumption. The durability is more graphite. Over all these two, the graphite is chosen as better electrode out of these two. Coming to the life of the electrode depends upon the various parameters such as oxidation of that particular electrode surface and mechanical loss due to the tilting and compressional forces and tensile forces, and dissolution of FeO in slag. This particular things will be coming in contact with electrode during the carbon boil stage. C goes to CO and it moves to out of this particular slag surface, and the ratios are made or dimensions for the electrode. D by capital D. D is the electrode diameter, small t, capital D is the diameter of the earth. If it is this ratio, it is called small electric arc furnace. If this is medium, if this is super power furnace. For example, if D value is this much earth diameter and the furnace will be this much, this is nothing but medium furnace. And how do you calculate how much power is consumed during the furnace steel making? How do you calculate? You use this simple formula, P is equal to I square R, kilovolts amperes per ton. And how much heat is produced? Heat evolved, either it is exothermic or endothermic. It can be calculated by H is equal to I square by R, I square RT by 100 kilowatts hour, or in kilocalories 0.860 I square RT. And typically the power consumption melting of an alloy, combination of iron, chromium, titanium, molybdenum, typically it is observed that 470 to 650 kilovolts ampere per ton consumes. This much power it consumes. Power driven based steel making process. Now one need to think about all these parameters, and to develop a electric arc furnace, capital R is resistance and I is current flow, T is the time. And now ask yourself that is composition and temperature control better in the case of electric arc furnace steel making than the LD converter? So search about few things either in the website or in the textbooks referred here. You will be getting the answer for this. Thank you.